You dig it.
Yes, you are in there.
How much you got before I be out?
Hmm?
How much I got before I'm out? Right here. I'm out.
No, everybody am. You can't stop.
Oh, I'm out. Really. I'm in there.
You in there. All right.
Hey, they stand a little bit like ish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you will most likely be the designated comment reader if the laptop will have to stay here.
Designated comment reader.
And
That's a job, man. Ladies and gentlemen.
oh, just dropping stuff up. Okay. Ha ha ha. Yay.
You need it more too.
You drink all that tea? Okay. Well.
Drink my tea while
Hmm?
hot.
You leaving? Hello again to all my friends. I'm glad you came to play. The fun in learning never ends. Here's what we're gonna do today. Fucking love Barney.
Fucking Barney.
Fucking Barney.
Gotta love Barney. I mean, the purple, the green stomach. You just got it. You know what I mean? Like, the legs is dope.
That's a nice combination of colors. He had the crown chakra and the heart chakra popping. And that his songs was rocking.
Yeah, damn, people, what's going on? I mean, they had it in the wrong spots. I think he did have a little spot on top of his head. Did he have a little green spot on top of his head? I'm not sure.
Yeah, my man had the liver spots. They was green, you know. Hmm. Then BJ King, he was yellow, little solar plexus ass nigga.
I
Baby
used to
Bop,
like
crybaby
the
ass.
way you boppity bop.
Mhm.
I like it the way that you boppity bop. With your hand.
This tea is rocking. This
That's
is
why I said we need more of that yogi.
yogi tea. This is turmeric and honey.
Ooh.
It's supposed to clean. It's supposed to like boost your immune system and all that fun stuff. You will always live happy if you live with heart. I like these because they have like little fortune cookie things.
Oh yeah, I thought they said this shit to everybody. Okay, so
They
mine
all say
says,
something different.
your greatest strength is love.
Oh, I got that last time. They use that one a lot. That's like you will smile today and shit.
Don't shit on my okay. Like they said that to me. Alright.
Alright.
I already felt like they were saying it to everybody. Like,
and then I was like,
here you go. Boom.
I did it again. Terrible. Mika did it again.
Just feel good with that skirt. On the floor, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, you did. But what are we here to talk about today?
Ah, we gathered here today because people always asking us for advice.
That is true. I'm a barber, so I get that a lot.
Yeah.
You know, people definitely be like, yo, what you think I should do about this? Or my girl, or my bills, or my ads. Excuse me.
And I kind of have this, you know, same thing going on, being a healer and a crystal, you know, worker and tarot reader and all that stuff. People always asking me for advice and stuff. So This is a way of giving multiple people our time simultaneously with giving answers to the questions that they have. Um, this is our journal. You can contact us, your questions. You can make up a name if you want. You can remain anonymous if you like. And we give advice up here. So I got a couple letters already. And if you guys got some things you guys want to comment or ask in the comments, you're more than welcome to. And we'll, give you guys advice as well. But yeah, that's what we do. So that's what we're gonna do.
You getting dinged up over here. Is this for all the streams that we that is?
I'm in multiple places, but I'm about to check in on
Yeah, I'm like, oh, like, 'cause I don't know
that. All the comments should show for me, so I think.
on the one phone, right?
So I had a few questions, and thank you to those who submitted questions and submitted letters and things like that. That's what's up.
Kudos to you.
Thank you, thank you. And so here is our first question. It says, I have a boss who isn't very nice and it's weighing on me. Sure. Everything he says isn't very nice and quite condescending. Because of these trying times, I can't really afford to drop everything and quit my job, especially after the holidays. I hope you can be of assistance because I really feel stuck.
Hmm.
So that is the first question. That's a pretty good question.
So wait a minute. So they asking about it's the job. Is this an occupation question?
Yeah, they work at a spot. Their boss is a jerk, and they can't afford to quit. So what do they? What do I think they should do? I think you need to call. Whoa, what's up?
Watching here.
No,
Why?
can you watch what you're doing, please?
Oh, we're shooting. We're
We're
live.
doing a video.
No, okay.
Can you watch what you're doing though? Cause you're on the wire.
I am?
Yeah.
Huh. You could have a snack.
No, I already told you no.
Mom. Mom.
So yeah, she has a job. She doesn't care for her boss. Her boss obviously doesn't care for her, and she doesn't want to quit. So my advice to that is, you gotta write an email to HR. You gotta go. Everybody has a boss. Everybody has a boss.
Yeah. Yeah. The bosses have bosses.
Right. You gotta go to your boss's boss and and tell them. And if you feel like there's like a little club there, then you go to corporate. Corporate is fun. Listen. I love to go to corporate. I love to go to state. I love traveling. That's my favorite thing too.
See, people asking about job advice and stuff like that all the time, and like sometimes like when it be blue collar stuff, I can't really relate because I've never been really a blue collar boy. Like I've always hustled for mine, so it's like I always tell them to figure out how to be their own boss. Like just like figure out how to do it for yourself. Like if you tired of what you're doing, if you tired of where you at, tired of doing the same old thing or whatever like that, then you tired of people talking to you or treating you a certain type of way, then like change your environment. Then,
Oh, they can't hear me. Is the microphone set up on there in the corner?
Oh, nobody can hear us.
Mommy.
Mom, stop calling my name. I told you we was doing a video, right? All right, you can remove yourself.
But
You on my nerves. Really badly at this point. No, we in here doing a video. Go back out there and do the movie like I told you. You didn't want to eat food. I told you if you didn't eat food, you weren't getting a snack. So go. Be a good listener. Take your bag of toys with you. Play. You want your whole bag of Power Rangers? Huh? Here you go, my love. You should have ate your food. But the kitchen is closed anyway. It's 10 o'clock. Oh, they can hear me now.
What did I do?
I know he's younger than you and it's annoying, but like, come on now. Go in there and sit down with the blanket. And take your macho man with you. And don't be going in there being bossy and being whiny.
Can you hear it now?
Your phone was broke. Yeah. I can still hear it.
Oh, alright. It's just super late then. Because I said that like 5 minutes ago.
Oh, I heard you when you said, yeah, that's a little weird.
Oh, we bum bum away. Oh, right.
I don't know how much everybody heard. I guess we started here. That's fine.
Huh?
Oh yeah, you were talking about when people tell you about jobs. So, what's your thing with jobs?
Oh, no, I guess you gotta read the question again.
Oh,
I already said, I mean, I'll read out. I mean, I can repeat what I said. I just want them to hear what your side too.
okay. So here's the question. I have a boss who isn't very nice, and it's weighing on me. Everything he says isn't nice and quite condescending. And because of these trying times, I really can't afford to drop everything and quit my job, especially after the holidays. I hope you can be of assistance because I really feel stuck. And my line of work isn't really hiring right now. That was the last line on there. So, yeah. Essentially, this individual, their boss is giving them a hard time and they don't want to quit. They don't really know what to do. And my advice to that was all bosses have bosses. You go see your boss's boss. Or if you feel like there's like a little clique in that area of that job or whatever, and you won't be heard, then you need to go to corporate. You go to corporate, there's human resources. There's a whole, system in place for you not to, have to endure that and sit there and put up with it. All those little federal papers everybody ignore that's on the wall. In fact, I got the receipt to go because I have an LLC now, so I have to go buy the thing now for my employees because my son is an employee now. Oh
no! Did you spill your tea?
It wasn't a lot. It actually didn't a lot.
It was.
I drank a lot.
Man.
I don't know why I kept putting it down there.
Set up for like something about.
I did have it up here, and then I put it right back down too. But
We
yeah,
got a lot of little movie trips happening over here.
yeah, I feel like I'm at home alone, and I'm like mad clumsy today. Today is my clumsy day.
You know what? Me too, cause it's like I can't. It's nothing be like going spot on like I be looking at.
This full moon is not ain't playing with me.
I like when
But yeah, you gotta go to your boss's boss. You gotta go to corporate. If you got this certain kind of job where if you need to go to the state and send an anonymous phone call to the state, then that's what you need to do. And all you gotta do is hop right on Google and be like, how do I do X, Y, Z? See, could you like turn downward a little bit on the camera?
the camera or
Yeah, the camera.
can we just go to the phone?
That's good. So the yeah, that's perfect.
Well,
Oh, you gotta be.
yeah.
I wanted to. But yeah, that's my advice on that.
Are we doing good?
Yeah, we're good. We're back to where we were.
Oh, you wanted the different? You wanted something different?
Oh no, when you was holding it, it had like a whole nice little. But it's alright. We gonna get a tripod. We gonna get that shit.
I mean, we can.
So what was your answer to the question?
Well, like I said, for me personally, I get asked, occupation questions and stuff like that. But once I hear that you working for, yay, the white man, I'll be like nails in the board, like you know what I mean, like garlic on vampires, like so like job, like for real, like it's like I always try to tell people, like, try to figure out how to do it for themselves. Like, you know what I mean? Use this disappointment and this feeling of trappedness of you know uh, non growth. Like, you know what I mean? Use that motivate you to do better. Like, do something different. Like, you know what I mean? Because just keep on doing that same thing, it's going to keep happening. You know what I mean? But once you realize like you're unhappy, like do something about you not being happy. Like, like don't just be like, oh yeah, well, so everybody can't be happy on. No, that's not true. Like, no,
Yeah.
you deserve to be happy. Like, yeah, if you tell yourself that, then that's what you're gonna get. But if you unhappy, then like, really do something about it. Like,
Yeah, you gotta have boundaries. Like I hold any relationship to the same extent as like the advice I be getting in romantic relationships. Like you can't be so quick to like cut people and stuff like that off, and then when it comes to a job, be like, oh no, I gotta hold on to this. Like you gotta value yourself in that relationship as well. You gotta value yourself to the point where you gotta tell you, well, I'm not replaceable. You could find another employee, but you're not going to find another me.
Straight up.
And that's how I walk into a job. I'm a whole brand. I come with an energy that you cannot replace. You can find somebody else that can do what I do, but you will not find another Unica. You will not find nobody to do it the way I do it. You will not find nobody that will go above and beyond and get it done right, correctly, nicely, like just boom. And people know that when they hire me. They might not know it right up front, but after a while, after they train me or whatever, and I get into it, yeah, I'm like that every job I've been at. No, we're done. The kitchen is closed. You better not. That is not trash. In the kitchen, on the counter. I got kids. But yeah, you definitely have to have a high value for yourself in a job relationship, because if you don't, you are gonna put up with nonsense. If you don't have healthy boundaries in that relationship with a business, you are going to deal with bosses that are going to disrespect you and take advantage of you and try to manipulate you and all those things because you don't have healthy boundaries. it's the same thing in friendships and partnerships and all those things. It's the same thing with a business. And just like Marcus said, I like to work for myself. I don't like to be told what to do. Every time I go to a job, I enjoy it, and of course, it enjoy me. But I always come to that glass wall and that glass ceiling that reminds me that I am not fully in charge, or I'm not fully in control. I'm not the boss here. So
That's
I like
so
to be my
close.
boss.
Then that's so like imprisoning to me. Like I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, like what? Are you gonna tell me when you get up? You're gonna tell me when to eat? You're gonna tell me when to sleep, basically, because I gotta get up for you, and you're going to tell me like when I can take a vacation, when I can be, how many times I can be sick a year, like you know what I mean? Like what kind of crap is that? Like when you really think about it, like you know what I mean? It's like wait a minute, what? Like you're not my mom, like you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm grown.
And then people don't realize it, but like y'all evolve around your job. Like your whole life is evolved around your job. When you do your vacations, when you spend time with your kids, when you spend time with your family, your friends, it's all evolved around your job. When you spend time with yourself, is evolved around your job. Your time off, like you like, oh, I get off of work, I gotta go home, I gotta cook, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do that, so I can go to bed, so I can get up. That is all about work. And then you get a couple of days off. Oh, I'm a couple of days off. I'm gonna do this, and this, and this, and this, because I gotta go to work. Like all of that is about work. Like you really evolve your entire being and self around work. And what happens when you get into a relationship and you evolve your entire being and self about this thing? Like eventually you start to hate it because that's not what you're supposed to be doing anyway. Like you're not supposed to evolve your entire being into something else. You're supposed to stay your true self and go through things. Like you're supposed to be in the world, not of it. And so when you start becoming of other things, like
Now I'm not telling y'all to go quit your job. Don't get me.
I am.
That's not what I'm saying. The world needs workers. It's not that we don't need workers. But I'm just saying, if you ask me, if you ask me personally, I don't like to conform to the hustle and bustle of the world, like the white collar world, like the blue collar world or whatever. Like I'm not for that. Like I'm an artsy, you know what I mean, guy. Like I wanna sing, I wanna what I mean, wear my hair a certain way, I wanna dress a certain way, I wanna be me and get money for it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I don't want to deal with all the restrictions.
Yeah. I don't feel like I worked a day in my life for real. Like honestly, because I don't feel like I ever had a job. Like it was more so like I was doing my hobby and I was getting paid for it. You know what I mean? And I'm like, shoot, man, why not? Why would I get a job if I can do what I like to do and get paid for it?
Right. For what?
And it's actually a skill. Like it's actually like I got my license and cosmetology and barbering and whatever like that. But that was nothing. It was a test. Like you know what I mean? Like it wasn't about nothing. Like so, and that's a skill I can have for the rest of my life. They can't take it from me. I can do it on the roof if I want to. Like you know what I mean? I can cut hair on the roof if I want to. So that's dope. Like you know what I mean? And I feel like everybody is here for a purpose, and sometimes when people be unhappy where they're at because they're not in their purpose realm. Like, you know what I mean? So if they search for that, if they find themselves unhappy in the places they at, just getting money to sustain themselves and their lifestyle and stuff like that, then it's about time to
change.
You look for something different.
Yeah.
Like
I've never been the one to stay at a job. I'll leave. I'll leave if I go there one day and I don't like the way it smells. Like I like to be in control of my reality. I've always felt like that. Like I want to be in control of my reality. Nothing and nobody else, and not even a job.
mm-hmm.
And it always made my stomach hurt to hear my friends and my family be like, "Oh no, I gotta go back to this place I hate." And it made my stomach hurt when I did it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people be stuck on like, oh, I gotta do this certain thing.
Yeah, because when you're in school And that's what I be trying to tell and show my kids too. When you're in school, they tell you like, oh, pick what you want to be. Pick what you want to be when you grow up. What do you want to be when you grow? But they never tell you like, yo, you might go through phases and stages of what you want to be and who you become, and that's okay. There's a lot of decades you're going to live if God allows it. Why would you? Why should you have to be one thing? And that's because that's what the machine wants. The machine needs you to be. If you're going to be a nut, you're going to be a nut. That's what the machine needs you to be. Now you gotta make that choice. Do you want to be a part of this machine that's trying to make you? And hey, the machine needs other parts too. So you can always become a different part of the machine, but you can always just be you and the part that you was born to be. Like, corporations are going to tell you that because that secures their numbers and what they need in their markets and da 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 da. You just can't. Everything is a marketing scheme, and you just really can't fall into it. Even jobs got their own marketing schemes, and it's more aggressive. And yeah, everybody got bills and stuff like that. But like, I always tell people, start with your expenses. Sit down and really think about how much money you spend on shit a week in a day. Write down the stuff you spend on, and and really think about it. And once you realize, you like, yo, I piss a lot of money, a lot of money you don't need, a lot of money that's your time and energy that you would rather have your time and energy. Take your time and energy back and stop working for those excessive things you don't need.
I ain't gonna hold you. When I did that, that's when I quit working at the barber shop. I was like, I'm going to cook them. I realized I was paying this man's. I was basically buying this man a car every year, like $12,000 a year. Like that's a stack of money. So like I'm like
That's a lot.
that's somebody's rent. Like that's somebody's crib.
Yeah.
Expense bills and all. Like you know what I mean. So like wait a minute. I'm paying to make money, and I'm not even getting what I'm paying. Like you know what I mean. What the fuck? Like it was a no brainer for like once you see the numbers, in your face, you can't help but change.
Right.
Ain't no way you can't. Once you break those numbers down, you break like when I saw my weed bill. Oh my goodness.
He must be stopped.
I must be stopped. Like I saw my weed bill. This one got my little baby. She about to cut some expenses. But no, real shit though. Like once you see it in front of you, like it becomes really real, and you gotta do something about it. Like you know what I mean? Like you gotta do something about it. Once you know better, you're gonna do better. Just trust and believe. Like, and I think that's what a lot of people be scared to do. Shout out to my last manager that hooked me up with that knowledge. Like, I told myself, because then I went to my boss and I was like, yo, you know what I mean? Well, not with my boss. I ain't never really had a boss. He was just, I worked at his establishment. I was independent contractors. How he broke it down, because when we on vacation, we got to pay rent. So I'm an independent contractor. It's not like, you know what I mean? You my boss. You can't tell me when to come in. You can't tell me to send it. Like, that's why I always like to be a barber. Like, but anyway, like when I went to go holler at my boss, the owner, whatever, like that, he was like, he wasn't going to shift on the rent or nothing like that, or you know what I mean. So it's like I was always grew up in a barbershop. I grew up in a barbershop, and they always used to hit me with the God bless the child who wears his own. And it never really hit me till then. Like, I was like, oh, okay. So this how you gonna act because it's you. Now, mind you, I didn't pay this man. I didn't got this man a car every year. Like, you know what I mean, with my rent. Like, and with on top of me bringing people in for me singing, for me playing basketball, for me being, you know what I mean, in the community, right? So Marky Sharpie was a was a household name. That was everybody knew to come to Callis and College to get a Marky Sharpie, like, you know what I mean? And I couldn't cut all those people.
Right.
It wasn't no way I was cutting all those people. Then I was training other barbers, up and coming barbers and stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? I wasn't just a barber there, like, you know what I mean? I was a commodity there, like, you know what I mean? So you know, understand that. And I wasn't going to sit there arguing. I was there since I was 13, so I was appreciative of, you know, me seeing the business and me learning and everything and coming up and everything like that. So I just stepped off, and since then it's not there no more. So like, it be real when you realize your quality, your worth. You know what I mean? Like when people talk about time and money, like when you realize how much money you worth an hour compared to what they want to give you an hour.
Like no, I'm good off that.
Like yeah, is that how much you value your time? You know what I mean?
Right. Like,
so
when I think about what I could be doing in an hour's timing versus like what I be doing instead, yeah, I'm good off that. I'm good off big money. I see why people charge for their products because I want to get my bread for the hour.
now this is what I'm saying. No comment. Here, so how people come in and not. Let's say Facebook. Is this Facebook Live now?
Is there like a special comment section for it? I think I saw my stuff pop up. Okay.
Because I've been trying to keep, you know what I mean, the chat. You know, people be like, hey, not even talking about it.
Right. I'm out of here. Feel free to talk. If y'all got a question y'all want to ask or something in the comments or whatever, you definitely can.
Yeah, you the only person that's popping up in the comments.
We don't even see y'all comments. But yeah. So that's the first question. That was the advice we had. I think we're pretty good at advice givers. I think that was a nice earful of things.
Yeah, if you ask me.
Yeah. I think that was A1. All right, so let's go on to the next question.
Next up. I'm kind of glad that light went out. It don't. Yeah.
So this letter says, over the past couple of days, I started developing an addiction to comparing myself to others. It started around 2 weeks before Christmas Day, and me and a couple of my friends were hanging out and talking about all the successful things we accomplished. While there were fun and probably had some more entertaining stories, I only did little things such as helping others and starting a small soccer team with kids that live around the corner. So when they began to ask what I was up to, I got nervous and I actually started lying. Since that day, I started talking down about myself and started pointing out how much they're better than me and they get it so easy. So my question is, how do you be happy with the small goals you made up with when there's people around you that's doing a lot more than you? I hope I can get this, and I hope you have a lovely day. Aw. From Ka-chow. Ka-chow. That was crazy.
Listen here. If you ask me, well, you want to take this one? You want? Because
I like this one.
I like it too.
Because once upon a time, I don't know if I ever lied about myself. know if I ever lied about myself, but there was periods of time where I would compare myself to other people, and I would get irritated, and I'd be kind of nasty about it too, because I was a little egotistical with my stuff, and it'd be like, dang, I'm better than you. Like for me, at one point in time, it was music and it was school, because I felt like I was smarter than everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So it made me mad when it felt like people who were like I felt like was intellectually inferior to me get degrees, and I couldn't get my first one because of money. Like it wasn't because I couldn't mentally do it; it was because of money and time, and me juggling multiple things, and it was a lot of elements, and it was I didn't feel like that was fair, and that used to make me mad. And then I would have friends like, "Oh, I got a master's, and I have my own practice, and blah blah blah, and I'm a teacher now, and I'm certified." And I would come over and be like, "Well, I had a kid. I'm breastfeeding. I started a vegan food blog. I know how to make stuff from scratch. Like I got a certificate in herbalism. Like I didn't feel like my stuff was big because it wasn't my bachelor's. It wasn't my master's. I didn't have doctor in front of my name. And those were the things that I wanted. And those were the things my friends were getting. And I was going in a different direction, and I couldn't understand why at the time. Like it was making me mad. Like this wasn't the direction I was supposed to be in. But it's cool now because being present, I sit back and I'm like, dang, like I really am the child. I'm me at 5 years old again. Like the things that I love to do, like my art, my spirituality is back to me being 5 years old and, talking to energies again and seeing people's energies again and like little things that I used to be able to do and pay attention to as a kid. I spent a lot of time by myself, getting to know myself, and I was weird, but I was on my own time as a kid. Okay. And I feel myself doing those things again now. And I feel like if I was in that space and I would have went the direction I thought I was going to go in, the direction I keep comparing myself to that I feel like I should be in. Like when I turned 30, I kept making a joke like, yeah, I'm supposed to be a doctor president, but like, people laugh, but I really mean that shit. Like when I turned 30, I was pissed. Like 30, I was supposed to have my doctorate by then. I started college at 17. Like I wasn't playing. So it was just like, I made jokes or whatever, but I was really upset. Every birthday I was upset because I didn't have my bachelor's. And, every time my kids get older, and especially Zeke, and it seems like he's getting closer to wherever he's going to be in young adulthood stage of his life, it's like I get even more mad at myself because it's like, dang, I could have showed you a little bit more had I did X, Y, Z. And I'm like, dang, my friends could, whatever. But,
I can definitely empathize with that also. It's, I think everybody has a certain amount of comparing themselves to somebody else, and I feel like it's good in a way, but just don't get. It's a balance, like everything else. Like you have too much water, you drown. Like you know what I mean. So,
right.
But it's essential for you to live. So you definitely have to balance it out. Use it and don't let it use you. Like you know what I mean. And when you recognize it using you, you combat it. You do something to combat that feeling, and give yourself some reinforcement of who you are and what you've accomplished and like how far you've come and where you're on your way to, because everybody's not at that same point in their journey. Like you don't know. You see, sometimes people see a finished product and be like, "Oh yeah, I should be that," but you don't know what that person had to go through to get that. Like you might see it as easy, or what I mean, just that and third, but you don't know that person behind closed doors, or what they had to do when they was away from you. Like you know what I mean, people don't see that. You know what I mean, that action. Just like sometimes you see workout videos, these big buff guys, they lifting all this weight and stuff like that, but you don't see them when they small and fragile and going through the motions of eating and working out and eating and working out in 2 days or 3 days. And same thing with your stars with your music stars. Like, you don't see behind the scenes them having to, travel on buses and sleep on floors and stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't imagine Michael Jackson sleeping on somebody's floor. Like, you know what I mean? But there's real stories out there like that. So don't ever believe that you're not on the way to you're into your journey, like, you know what I mean, like you're off course or something like that, like, you know what I mean. Stay in your course and stay strong in where you're going. You know what I mean. If you know where you're going,
Mm-hmm.
and that's that, like, you know what I mean. Know where you're going and go there. That's that, like. You know what I mean, forget what everybody else doing, and not really forget what everybody else doing, but use it as motivation. Like, if people doing things, use that as motivation. Like, I'm doing things, like I'm on my way to get to there. Like, you know what I mean. Let that burn. You know what I mean. If that burns you, like, let it burn, but let it be a good burn for you to accomplish. If that's what you want to go, where you want to go to accomplish that goal. Like, you know what I mean.
Right. Let it be motivation.
Mm-hmm.
But like I definitely understand, like you understand what's meant for you. Like understand what's meant for you is meant for you and what's meant for other people is meant for other people. And I guess like everybody's lives take different kind of turns. You know, a lot of people are dealing with things that, a few years back and they think about it like I didn't think I'd be, here dealing with this, doing this in these situations now. Especially now, I think everybody can look back to a year ago and be like, things are like really different. So I can understand looking at other people and comparing yourself. And I could definitely, but you definitely had to, let yourself sit in that, feel it or whatever, let yourself feel everything. Don't suppress no feeling. At the same token, build off of that, like on a positive note, like, all right, what do I need to fix about me so I can walk in the room and have the same kind of confidence about my accomplishments?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the things that you're doing aren't really things you wanted to do, and that's why you feel small about them. Maybe, you were around people who belittled you and made you feel that maybe you're not around the right people. Maybe when you're not around these people, you're around the wrong people, and these are the motivational people that you should be around. Like, I, I love to be the smartest person in the room, but sometimes I really, really crave to be a fly on the wall people way more intellectual and things than me. That makes me feel like
Yeah, right, yeah.
right, like
You shut up. I want to listen right now. Like,
sometimes I want to feel like that, like So sometimes just make it feel like that as well. Check your ego and know that it is your responsibility to stroke it and nobody else's. It's not their job to make you feel better about your accomplishments, and it's not their job to feel bad about theirs because you're not where you want to be in yours. You just have to align yourself. Align yourself. Love yourself. Tell yourself the stuff you have accomplished is dope because it's things that a lot of people are not capable of doing. It's probably things that some people want to do and feel like they can't do. Like it may feel small to you, but somebody else probably loves soccer and just doesn't have the time or the confidence to do what you're doing. Or just yeah, you're probably more athletic than those people that are sitting around talking about their accomplishments. You probably like you want to race and you dusted these hoes and you over here comparing yourself.
yeah, everybody good at something. Everybody is good at their own thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't. It's just like Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather when they fought. Conor McGregor, he's a monster in the ring, tearing people fucking up, like jitsu, all that sort of stuff like that. But Floyd Mayweather is a problem with them hands. boxing and MMA is two different things. Like, you know what I mean? Like Floyd is a master at his craft. Like now, if Floyd stepping that ring with him on MMA, it's Mop City for him. Like you understand what I'm saying? But he can beat, but Floyd can beat him in the ring. You can't beat him in the octagon.
Right. I get what you're saying. You can't do everything.
You know what I mean? So for them to try to compare themselves to each other, it's like it wouldn't even make sense. Like I'm a master over here, you a master over there. I know I can't beat you over here. Like now I'm gonna let you know that you can't beat me over here. Like 'cause this is what I do. Like you know what I mean? So yeah, like, you just gotta be confident in what you do. Be grateful too. That you can't be good at everything. Like you don't want them problems.
Yes.
You don't want
What
them
some
problems.
people have to go through to be able to do what they do, you probably didn't
You
weren't
don't,
even trying to do that.
you don't want all them problems. If you ask me.
Well, yeah. So those were the questions we got.
Mhm. I think we did pretty good.
I think we did pretty good. That was fun.
Send us some more questions.
Yeah. Send us some more
You know what I mean? And I'm gonna hit you with it if you ask me. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm gonna tell you what I'm talking about. You feel me?
Yay.
Till next time.
See you next time.
Nobody call me. How we do this?
That red button.
Red button. Can you broadcast?